You think you're playing the game, but the truth, you're the one being played. Every smile, every handshake, every promise whispered in your ear, calculated moves by people who see you as a stepping stone. Welcome to Machiavellian Mind, where we don't teach you to be nice. We teach you to be untouchable. Today, I'm giving you 7 brutal lessons, not theories, not motivational fluff, cold, surgical truths that will rewire how you see power, people, and yourself. These lessons come from the darkest corners of psychology and the sharpest edges of Machiavellian philosophy. They're not for the weak, they're not for the naive, they're for you, if you're ready to stop being a victim of other people's strategies and become the architect of your own dominance. Most people spend their entire lives reacting, defending, explaining, apologizing. They wonder why they never get ahead, why they're always outmaneuvered, always overlooked. It's simple. They don't understand the game. But you're about to. So here's your first test. If you're serious about becoming dangerously strategic, comment, "I control the board right now." Let me see who's really paying attention. Now, let's begin. Lesson 1. Trust is a weapon you give to your enemies. Listen carefully. The first brutal lesson that separates the powerful from the powerless. Trust is not a virtue. It's a liability you hand to those who will use it against you. You were taught to trust people, to believe in their good intentions, to give them the benefit of the doubt. And every single time you did, someone took advantage of it. They used your openness as an access point, your honesty as ammunition, your loyalty as a leash. Here's what Machiavelli understood that you're still learning. People don't betray you because they're evil. They betray you because it's convenient, because the opportunity presented itself, because their self-interest aligned with your destruction. It's not personal, it's mechanical. And you, trusting, hopeful you, made it easy for them. So what do the dangerously intelligent do instead? They trust strategically. They give people just enough rope to hang themselves with. They watch, they test, they verify. They never, ever assume loyalty without proof. And they certainly never confuse pleasantries with alliance. You want to know who's really with you? Apply pressure. Create a scenario where helping you costs them something. See who stays. See who runs. See who pretends to stay while secretly positioning themselves for your downfall. That's your real circle. Everyone else? They're actors playing a role until the script changes. The weak call this paranoia. The powerful call it pattern recognition. Because once you understand that betrayal is a feature of human nature, not a bug, you stop being surprised by it. You stop being hurt by it. You start expecting it, planning for it, using it. And here's the dark beauty of this lesson. When you stop trusting blindly, you start seeing clearly. You notice the micro-expressions, the slight hesitations, the convenient absences, the performative loyalty that disappears when it's inconvenient. You become a human lie detector, not because you're cynical, but because you're paying attention. Trust less, observe more, verify everything. That's how you stay 10 steps ahead while everyone else is still wondering why they got stabbed in the back. Comment, "I verify everything," if this lesson just changed how you see the people around you. Lesson 2. Your reputation is your most dangerous weapon. Lesson 2 will make you rethink everything you post, everything you say, and everyone you're seen with. Your reputation isn't who you are, it's who people believe you are. And belief, my friend, is far more powerful than truth. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote that it's better to appear virtuous than to be virtuous. Why? Because people judge what they see, not what exists. They react to the image you project, not the reality you live. Control the image, and you control how they treat you, what they offer you, and what they fear about you. Here's the brutal part. While you're busy being yourself and keeping it real, strategic people are carefully crafting every interaction to build an image that serves them. They're not lying, they're curating. They're highlighting certain traits while hiding others. They're making sure that when their name comes up in a room they're not in, the right words follow it. Think about it. How many opportunities have you lost because someone heard something about you? How many doors closed before you even knocked because your reputation arrived before you did? How many people decided you weren't worth their time based on a perception you didn't even know you were creating? The dangerously intelligent understand this. Every conversation is a performance. Every social media post is a tactical decision. Every association either elevates you or contaminates you. Nothing is neutral. Everything communicates. So you need to ask yourself, what does my reputation say about me right now? When I'm not in the room, what story are people telling about me? Am I known for power or desperation? Competence or chaos? Reliability or excuses? Because that story, true or not, is determining your next 5 years. Here's your move. Start treating your reputation like a military asset. Protect it ruthlessly, build it strategically, deploy it deliberately. Let people see strength, never struggle. Capability, never desperation. Results, never excuses. Make them believe you're the kind of person they can't afford to underestimate. Control the narrative before someone else writes it for you. Comment, I control the narrative, if you're ready to weaponize your image. Lesson 3. Emotion is the enemy of strategy. Lesson 3 is where most people lose the game before it even starts. Your emotions are not your guide, they're your saboteur, and the moment you let them drive your decisions, you've already lost. Anger makes you predictable, fear makes you hesitant, pride makes you blind, hope makes you gullible. Every single emotion you feel in the moment is a distortion of reality designed to keep you alive in the wild, not win in the arena of modern power. And your enemies, they're counting on you to react emotionally because emotional people are easy to manipulate. Here's what the cold and calculated understand. Emotion is information, not instruction. You feel anger? Good. That tells you someone crossed a line, but you don't react with anger. You file it away. You wait. You plan. You strike when they've forgotten, when they're vulnerable, when it benefits you most. That's not revenge. That's strategy. Machiavelli didn't write about controlling kingdoms through passionate outbursts. He wrote about patience, timing, and ruthless calculation. He knew that the leader who can't control himself will never control anything else. The person who reacts to every provocation, every insult, every setback, they're a puppet. And everyone around them is pulling the strings. Look at the powerful people you admire. Watch how they move. They don't defend themselves against every accusation. They don't engage every critic. They don't react to every slight. Why? Because they understand that attention is currency, and your emotional reaction is a transaction they can't afford to make. They stay cold, detached, 3 moves ahead while you're still processing move 1. So, here's what you do. Create distance between stimulus and response. Someone disrespects you. Don't react. Observe. Someone tries to provoke you. Don't engage. Calculate. Someone betrays you. Don't explode. Strategize. Let your logical mind process what your emotional mind wants to react to. Then act with precision, not passion. The most dangerous people in any room are the ones who feel everything but show nothing. They're running simulations while you're running your mouth. They're planning your checkmate while you're celebrating taking a pawn. Be cold, be patient, be ruthless when the moment is right. Comment, I think, not react, if you're committed to mastering your emotions before they master you. Lesson 4. Silence is more powerful than speech. Lesson 4 will save you from more mistakes than any other skill you'll ever learn. Stop talking, seriously. The less you say, the more power you hold. And right now, you're giving away everything for free. Every time you over-explain yourself, you're creating ammunition. Every time you fill the silence with nervous chatter, you're revealing insecurity. Every time you volunteer information nobody asked for, you're handing them leverage. And the strategic players in your life, they're listening, taking notes, building a profile of your weaknesses while you think you're just being friendly. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He knew that mysterious people are feared, predictable people are controlled. When you talk too much, you become a known quantity. People figure out your patterns, your triggers, your desires. They learn exactly which buttons to push and which levers to pull. You become easy to manipulate because you've already told them how. Here's what the dangerously intelligent do. They listen more than they speak. They ask questions instead of making statements. They let others fill the silence with confessions, admissions, and reveals they never intended to make. Because here's a dark truth. Most people can't handle silence. It makes them uncomfortable, so they fill it. And when they fill it, they expose themselves. Watch what happens when you stop explaining yourself, stop justifying your decisions, stop defending your choices. Just state what you're doing and let the silence do the work. People will project their own fears onto that silence. They'll assume you're more powerful, more connected, more dangerous than you actually are. And that assumption, that becomes your reality. Silence also protects you from commitment. The moment you declare your plans, you've created expectations. People can hold you to your words. They can use your promises against you. But if you stay quiet, you maintain flexibility. You can pivot without explanation. You can change course without looking weak. And here's the ultimate power move. When you do speak, it carries weight. Your words become rare, valuable. People lean in when you talk because you don't waste their time with noise. You become the person whose opinion actually matters because you don't give it away cheaply. Talk less, listen more. Let your silence create the mystery that your words would destroy. Comment: silence is strength if you're ready to weaponize what you don't say. Lesson 5. Never outshine the master. Lesson 5 is where ambitious people destroy themselves without even realizing it. You think showing everyone how brilliant you are will get you ahead? Wrong. It'll get you eliminated. Because the people above you don't want competition. They want control. This is pure Machiavelli. Never make those in power feel threatened by your competence. Never make your boss look stupid. Never steal the spotlight from someone who controls your resources, your access, your opportunities. Because here's the brutal truth. Insecure power is the most dangerous power, and most people in authority are deeply, secretly insecure. You've seen it happen. The talented employee who gets fired for attitude problems. The brilliant team member who gets sidelined for not being a culture fit. The competent person who gets sabotaged by the very people who should be promoting them. What happened? They made the mistake of outshining someone who couldn't handle it. They forgot that ego is more important to most people than excellence. So what do the strategically intelligent do? They make their superiors look good. They let their bosses take credit. They highlight their leader's wisdom while executing their own vision in the shadows. It's not weakness, it's tactical patience. Because the person who controls the perception of power often has more real power than the person who actually holds the title. Here's the play. Let them shine in public. Build your network in private. Let them feel superior while you become indispensable. Let them believe they're the architect while you control the foundation. And when the time comes, when you've built enough leverage, enough relationships, enough alternatives, you move. But not before. Never before. Think of it like this. A tree that grows too fast breaks in the storm. The roots that grow deep and hidden, they eventually crack the foundation. That's you. Growing where they can't see. Building where they can't stop you. Waiting for the moment when their power depends on you more than your success depends on them. Make them feel big. Make yourself essential. Then, when you're ready, make your move. That's how you climb without getting cut down. That's how you rise without triggering their defenses. Play the long game. Let them have the spotlight today. You're building the stage for tomorrow. Comment: I build in shadows if you understand the art of strategic submission. Lesson 6. Alliances are temporary. Self-interest is eternal. Lesson 6 will shatter every naive belief you have about loyalty, friendship, and partnership. Nobody is on your side. They're on their own side. And right now, your side happens to align with theirs. The moment it doesn't, they're gone. And if you don't understand this, you'll be blindsided every single time. Machiavelli built his entire philosophy on this foundation. All human relationships are transactional. People don't support you because they love you. They support you because supporting you serves them. The colleague who defends you in meetings, they're protecting the alliance that makes their job easier. The friend who's always there, they're maintaining a relationship that benefits their social status or emotional needs. Remove the benefit and watch how fast loyalty evaporates. This isn't cynicism, this is clarity. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start noticing how people's enthusiasm for you correlates directly with what you can do for them, how their availability matches your usefulness, how their loyalty has a price tag, even if neither of you is consciously aware of it. So here's what the dangerously strategic do. They build alliances based on mutual benefit, not emotional attachment. They know exactly what value they bring and what value they receive. They maintain relationships by staying useful, not by being likable. And most importantly, they have an exit strategy for every alliance before they even need one. You want to know who your real allies are? Stop being useful and see who stays. Stop providing value and watch who disappears. Stop solving their problems and observe who suddenly has no time for you. That's your answer. That's always your answer. But here's the power move. Once you accept that all alliances are conditional, you stop being hurt by betrayal and start anticipating it. You diversify your relationships like an investor diversifies a portfolio. You never put all your trust in one person, one group, one opportunity. You spread your dependencies so that when someone inevitably chooses themselves over you, it's an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. Expect self-interest. Plan for abandonment. Build redundancy into every relationship. That's how you stay standing when everyone else is scrambling. Comment, I build redundancy if you're ready to see relationships for what they truly are. Lesson 7. Power abhors a vacuum, so fill it before someone else does. Lesson 7 is the most ruthless of them all. Opportunity doesn't knock. It appears as chaos, as uncertainty, as someone else's weakness. And if you hesitate, if you wait for permission, for clarity, for the right moment, someone more decisive will take what should have been yours. Machiavelli was obsessed with timing. He knew that power is constantly shifting, constantly in flux. Leadership positions open, markets collapse, competitors stumble, relationships fracture. And in every one of those moments, there's a vacuum, a space where power used to be. And that space, it gets filled. The only question is, by you or by someone else? Here's what separates the powerful from the mediocre: speed of execution. While you're thinking about it, they're doing it. While you're waiting for the perfect plan, they're implementing an imperfect one and adjusting as they go. While you're asking for permission, they're asking for forgiveness. They understand that in the game of power, hesitation is elimination. Look around you right now. Where are the vacuums in your life? What leadership role is unfilled? What market need is unmet? What relationship has gone cold and needs someone to step in? What project has stalled because nobody's driving it? Those are your opportunities. And they're sitting there, visible to everyone, waiting for someone bold enough to claim them. But here's the catch. You can't wait until you feel ready. You'll never feel ready. The person who takes that opportunity won't be the most qualified. They'll be the most decisive. They'll be the one who saw the opening and moved while everyone else was calculating risk. They understood that taking imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. So, what's your move? Stop waiting for invitation. Stop seeking approval. Stop hoping someone notices your potential. When you see a vacuum, you fill it. You step into the space. You claim the territory. You become the solution before anyone else realizes there's a problem to solve. That's how nobodies become somebodies. That's how players become leaders. Hesitation is for people who want to stay safe. Action is for people who want to win. Which one are you? Comment, I take what's mine, if you're ready to stop waiting and start taking. Last part, the integration, becoming untouchable. So let's bring this together. 7 brutal lessons, 7 weapons you now possess. But knowledge without application is just entertainment. And I didn't create this to entertain you. I created this to transform you. You now understand that trust is a weapon you give away, that your reputation is more important than your reality, that emotion is the enemy of strategy, that silence holds more power than speech, that you never outshine those who control your access, that all alliances are temporary and self-interest is the only constant, and that power vacuums get filled by whoever moves first, not whoever deserves it most. These aren't just ideas, they're operating principles, and the moment you start applying them, everything changes. People will sense something different about you. They won't be able to name it, but they'll feel it. You'll become harder to read, harder to manipulate, harder to dismiss. You'll move differently, speak differently, choose differently. Some people will call you cold. Let them. Some will call you calculated, good. Some will say you've changed, perfect, because what they're really saying is, you're no longer easy to control. You're no longer playing by our rules. You're no longer the person we could predict and exploit. And that, my friend, is exactly where you want to be. Here's your final test. Here's how I know you're serious about this path. The people who just watch this for entertainment, they're already gone. But you're still here. You're processing. You're integrating. You're already thinking about how to apply these lessons tomorrow. So prove it. Comment, "I am untouchable," right now. Declare it. Not because you've arrived, but because you've committed to the journey. Because you understand that becoming dangerously strategic isn't a destination. It's a discipline. And if this video opened your eyes, if these lessons shifted something in you, hit that like button. Subscribe to Machiavellian Mind because we're just getting started. Turn on notifications because the next lesson might be the one that changes everything. Remember, the world respects power, not potential. So stop preparing to be dangerous. Become it. Now go, apply these lessons, and watch how quickly the game changes when you finally understand the rules. I'll see you in the next one.